Neodreams is a game in which you are a business. In the future, technology lets you create dreams for people. I'm okay with that. Get these Oneironauts into my brain and give me the dreams I want. Well, that's what you're doing in this worker placement game. Let's take a look. Each player has their own board here, their mainframe, and you have a couple dreams already set up in your mainframe. Dreams are different colors. There's 3 different colors. There's the lucid, the Neodreams, and a recursive dream. So you have 1 lucid and 1 Neodream already made. You also have these 3 different resources that you're collecting: daydreaming, light, and slow. And you want to collect these resources and spend them to put more cards out. You're going to do that on this board. On your turn, you can place one of your Oneironauts on the board and you get whatever it says. So for example, this one here gives me 2 of the pink resource and lets me draw a card of any color. This one gives me 2 of the yellow resource and lets me put out a client. I'm getting resources so I can build the 3 different types of cards. The client cards, you can see up here on the top, there's a cost of resources. There's also victory points at the top. The client cards, when you get a client on them, they will activate. I should also mention that you have objects, and there's a lot of actions that let you put out objects on the board. All objects are the same. And each card has a certain number of objects that can be put on it. And when it's full of objects, the ability is better. So if I put this client here, this will give me 3 pink resource. But if I have an object there, it will give me 3 pink resource, and I get to draw a pink card. The pink cards, these can be activated every time you see this action anywhere. And again, they're going to get better the more objects that are on them. And then finally, the recursive dreams. These have special abilities that will last you throughout the game. Like this one says, you gain 2 after deploying one of your guys to a column with a cycle marker. But it gets better, again, as I fill it with objects. So you want to play as many of these cards as you can. Now, instead of placing out guys on the board, on the thing here, you might decide to advance the sleep cycle. When you do that, you move this to the next one. When it goes here, it moves here. This will give the person moving it an action, but also, whenever it moves, anybody who's underneath it is going to get removed, clearing up those spots, and each of those are going to be able to take an action on the side of the board here where they're going to be able to draw a card or play a card in front of them. As soon as someone has 12 cards total in their dreamscape, then that's going to trigger the end of the game, and then you're just going to be counting the points at the top of the cards and any other ways that you might get points, and whoever has the most is the winner. This game is a ton of fun. I was very impressed with it. The worker placement I find to be very interesting as you're placing the workers up, blocking each other, and eventually you'll say, I'll take the action at the top. It's an action. You get that action, but you're also returning stuff back, and you kind of want to have 2 of yours in the same row if you could, because then when they get returned, you can play 2 cards in front of you. And which cards to play? The ones with that have the clients in them, those dreams are good. They give you the biggest things, but also the green ones give special abilities, but those middle dreams, the pink ones, you can just, you can run that row more often. They're not as good as the other cards, but you might activate them more. Then there's the coolness of the dream. Now, don't get me wrong. The dream theme here is very loose. I never felt like I was a dream champion. But the scoring and the board, it's a tight little game. It plays easily. It gives you a little bit of an engine building, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. So for me, Neodreams is an 8 out of 10.